Railway museums, a place for train enthusiasts to see their favourite locomotives, and a place for train tolerators to learn about rail history. Places that first come to mind may be the National Railway Museum in York, Locomotion in Shildon, the Didcot Railway Centre in Didcot, and of course the Illinois Railway Museum. But what if I told you that in the outskirts of Brussels there is a National Railway Museum like no other? Inside a collection of buildings holding historic rolling stock is an attraction riddled with confusing design choices, unnerving elements, and a baffling surprise around every corner. Welcome one and all to Train World. Schaerbeek Station, directly next to Train World, is a relatively large junction north of Brussels. And it's very unusual, from a British perspective at least. First of all, it has 13 platforms, that's 2 more than London King's Cross and 5 less than Leeds. But, despite that, it is completely unstaffed. All it has is a single underpass with a few ticket machines and no station building. Well, apart from the obvious. After closing in 2013, this beautiful 1913 construction is now the entrance to Train World, and it's about time I talk about it. You enter through this passage here, which is lined with railway memorabilia, of course, until you encounter...
And a bar, wow. Whoa.
But let's not linger. We take a quick peek at this outdoor restaurant. Then we make our way to the main hall to scan our tickets in, and by the way, they weren't cheap. Once through the tickets, you're sent by this coach again, and a steam crane.
This steam crane. We might as well check out the rest of the main hall before we go to the other areas.
Inside this incredible main hall, you could find, dotted around, a couple of models, such as this one, about a dozen miniature locomotives.
Yes, you get the gist out.
And a very intricate construction of Antwerp Central, which I appreciated having just been there a few hours ago. To get to the museum, we have to walk around this building here, which, judging by the photos on the outside, is holding some sort of art exhibition.
Except that firebox is massive. Are fireboxes usually that big?
Train World is a very industrial-looking construction, formed of huge boxes covered with corrugated sheets. As you'll notice, it was extremely quiet, very unusual for this time of the year. Okay, I'll stop wasting time and go inside. Well, what's the first thing you notice? Probably the fact that it is insanely dark in here. There is not a single window and all the walls are painted black. All we have is some atmospheric lighting around the locomotives that is also constantly changing. What? This locomotive in front of me is actually the oldest surviving engine in the whole of mainland Europe. But you would not know because there wasn't an information board. Oh, and check it out, some strange projections of railway lines and countries and whatever. That's cool. And listen out, because this is no calm train viewing experience.
Why is the music so dramatic?
1905, 1844 this one, gee whiz.
And over here, we have an engine which probably starred in the Belgian reboot of The Railway Children.
Poor Manchester Railway coach. Take some notes, Hornby. Basically the European version of Old Copper Knob.
This is SNCB number 3251. It was built in 1905 and bears a striking resemblance to quite a few British locomotives. What's this one? L'Elephant? Oh, I know that I've seen everything when I see L'Elephant fly. Wait, what? Ah!
Awesome locomotive here, but probably can't see it because it's so dark. This one is nearly the Alberts Railway Channel rail. Why is the buffer beam so far forward? Also, that's that one.
I love to keep talking about this goofy Pacific, but it's probably best we move into the next room.
Was this Journey Beyond Sodor? This one. No, this one. To be the injector.
Without a doubt, this hall contains many interesting railway artefacts. The issue is, you can barely see them under the scantily placed pulsating lights. And a lot of them have been placed very high up, with no information given either.
These are iconic.
And now, for the museum's flagship locomotive, maybe even the country's flagship locomotive, 12004. Well, yeah, the internet was really good in that part of the museum for some reason, and nowhere else. 12004 is an SNCB Type 12, a class of locomotive of which only 6 were built between 1938 and 1939. With some awesome streamlining, a top speed of 103 miles per hour and a wheel arrangement of 442, this is probably the best Atlantic. They are very widely known and iconic for their incredibly unique design. And lesser known as Axel from Thomas and Friends The Great Race. Anyone remember him? This room demonstrates the best that Train World was designed by comic book artist Francois Scoyton. The edges of the room are all pitch black, and 12004 is on an inclined pedestal. Oh, and check out this borderline sensory overload here.
Look at these lights, what are they doing? So dramatic. Just slow down.
Now, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm accounting for a lot of people when I say that there are quite a few train enthusiasts that would rather view the trains and objects at their own pace, enjoy it, maybe relax, and not be walking around in the darkness with random flashing lights and...
bells, movie music. Why? Just why? Really weird.
I mean, look at this rail car over here. It's weird, it's unique. You can go inside it. That's pretty cool. But, I don't know, maybe I'm just being too sensitive when I prefer the York Railway Museum experience to this.
Zoomed in. And this very unusual locomotive with just so much sound coming out of it.
This is all to immerse you in the story of the railways, apparently. Trust me, it gets weirder.
Oh, bogey on the East Coast mainline banking, obviously.
Now, this room really freaked me out. And it has a grand total of 3 coaches? I honestly can't remember. There was this big sort of gauze with plants on it cordoning off a wall of the room. And what's weirder is there are sort of props behind it, as if it's set up for some sort of play. There was even a fake level crossing with a wrecked car or something. Honestly, very unsettling. And perhaps it's time I addressed the elephant in the room. Or rather, the cottage in the room. Yeah, there's just an old Tellerman's cottage plonked off to the side. And again, it gets weirder. Because this cottage has always existed next to Scarbeck Station. Train World was built around it. Apparently the house is meant to tell the story of people who worked on the railways. I don't see how it does that.
Why is there a house in here? I don't like it one bit. Guess what? It's a real life Gandhi dancer. Finally!
There you go.
Proper lighting!
We finally enter the best part of the museum. The last room. As we walk in, we can see we have 2 locos on display. An SNCB Class 64 diesel, with the other one being an SNCB Class 15 electric locomotive. And between the two, there was some sort of film playing.
Callus again. Oh, why is there narrow gauge train up there? I don't understand.
On a more positive note, something I must applaud Train World for is the complete lack of mannequins. In my opinion, there is purely no use for them. If you want to display some clothes, you can just do them without heads. And that's exactly what Train World did in the main hall. I don't know how they were able to pull off a creepy museum like this without mannequins, but let me tell you, it makes it just bearable. Okay, we don't have loads of time left, so how about a bit of a lightning round? This coach is a dining room. This coach is some random objects. This is a mail train. A big old wooden railway thing. Who made this? A freight train with a locomotive type that also runs on Dutch passenger services? Inside of this modern, well-built shed, a Belgian tank engine that's fallen backwards into a massive sandpit full of human bones, with absolutely no information given, not a single sign or any context? Yes, that makes sense. A model featuring an SNCB M6. This is good. Talus. A 3rd level. There's not much here.
That's it.
Bridges, 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 bridges.
How boring.
Wow, cool model railway, right? It's even got a day and night setting. Listen to the music.
Here. Wow. What is this music though?
Also, it's in the attic of that cottage. After a reminder of all the past rooms, it's finally time to make our way to the exit. But first, we encounter 3 cab replicas. I don't know why they're here. And what is it with Train World putting primitive locomotives up on stilts?
It looks sort of like the Titfield Thunderbolt. I should say WD Austerity 210L, I think.
And then we've got a Lego minifigure scale ticket hole. Very cool. But that's not the only Lego model in this gift shop. There is, of course, a 12004. But I hear you asking, is there any 12004 merchandise in the gift shop? Well, apart from this Lego display piece, there's some cover art and a card build kit, a biscuit tin with the model on it, then a biscuit tin with biscuits in, then some socks and a magazine. Okay, this is 12002, not 12004, but it's still type 12. This strange comic by Francois Scoyton. A pin badge, I wish I had one for my collection. A tacky mug, and then why not a lanyard? A laser cut pen holder, and then a teeny tiny 2D 12004. Inside, a pen.